Konnichiwa, everyone. Welcome to the Weerds podcast, where we talk everything weebish and nerdish. Today's podcast is part 2 of the Pokemon judging, where we judge the starters. So today, we're going to be starting with Kalos. It's Gen 6 of the X and Y games. So we got Chespin, Froakie, and Fennekin. Give me your order.
Fennekin. Chespin.
You better not.
No. Fennekin, Froakie, and Chespin.
Good. Mine's Froakie, Fennekin, Chespin.
There's nothing wrong with Chespin. It's just out of the other two, there's no competition.
So Chespin is the base design of Chespin is fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's I would say it's a little bit more basic than the other two. And then it evolves into, was it Qualadin?
Quilladin, I think. Yeah.
Qualadin. The most awkward teenage stage.
Oh yeah, no.
Of all the starters of everyone.
Yeah, no argument.
Yeah.
I mean, even the other two beat it, and the other two are more normal of a teenage phase.
I don't know what drug they were taking when they designed that one.
They looked at Pignite and went, yes.
We can top that.
We can top that. You thought Pignite was bad. Just you wait.
Just wait. We got something even worse. And then I think Chespin and Quilladin, they're both pure grass, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then evolves into Chestnut, which is a grass fighting.
Yes.
Which honestly, I wasn't too excited for, mainly because that's now 4 times weakness against flying.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like the best typing in my opinion.
I would honestly prefer Breloom over Chestnut too. I didn't say this in the part 1. I'm sorry, but I would prefer Quagsire over Swampert.
I mean, both derpy. I'll give it a pass.
Yeah, they're both equally as good, if not better, alternatives.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just could never get into the.
I think the only redeeming factor for me with Chestnut is its signature move being Spiky Shield.
Yeah.
Which protects and still does damage to physical moves, which is nice.
Yeah, it's a better form of protect.
Yeah, and most flying type moves, most of them are physical, like Air Slash and Aerial Ace. Those are physical.
Yeah.
Flying moves, so they'll still take damage.
Isn't Air Slash special?
Air Cutter is special.
Air Cutters.
Air Slash is physical.
Yeah. I don't know. I think when I saw Qualadin, I just couldn't.
Like, Chestnut's design is better than Qualadin.
It's fine. I feel like it's too much turtle-like to me. Like, it's supposed to be it's a porcupine.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have been better if he actually had spikes on his back, because this is smooth over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would have looked a lot better if his.
No, there's some spikes on it.
There is.
There's some.
I don't look at it too often.
It's not enough to be qualified as a porcupine. But in all fairness, I think that's what Spiky Shield was also supposed to represent, you know?
Yeah.
Like
I don't know. I won't say it's not tepid and borderline bad, but it's just that middle stage just kind of turns me off from the whole.
Yeah, so it's got 2 big spikes on the top part of the shell and like 2 medium to small size spikes on the back, but nothing to really qualify. Nothing to really qualify as porcupine.
It should have been just a bunch of tiny spikes.
Yeah, but again, I think that's supposed to make up with the signature of a Spiky Shield.
Yeah.
Which again, I still like Spiky Shield. It's a good move, especially if you put your Chestnut up against a physical Pokemon, because you're still gonna protect and do damage. But otherwise, I don't have anything else to say.
It's just the middle stage ruined it for me.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Froakie, I like. Honestly, its base design I think was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It was really good, just with the bubble scarf and it's a frog.
Frogs.
Frog. And then it evolves into Frogadier, and both of them are just pure water. And then
I kind of like Frogadier, honestly, design-wise.
It looks like, just a normal teenager.
It looks like an actual evolution of a frog, almost. It looks more frog than a frog, if that makes sense.
It honestly is a really good design.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it evolves into Greninja, which is a water dark type, I personally is my favorite, but it might just because biasness, because I love ninjas.
Fair.
I'm Japanese, I can't help it.
Mm-hmm.
So, also, but I do get, because there's the overhype of him and Ash as Ash Greninja. I felt that particular thing was kind of stupid.
I didn't watch. So the last actual episode, like full episode of the anime I watched, was one somewhere in black and white. So I never got to really experience Ash Greninja in the anime.
The problem with the anime is that the black and white anime kind of ruined the series. It was for a lot of people. Also, I like Greninja. I like how his moves actually represent ninja moves. Like he learned Smoke Screen, Substitute. Water Shuriken is the worst move ever, but it still looks cool. Yeah,
his signature. Yeah, he gets it right when he evolves.
Yeah, I mean it's cool, but it's really weak.
If anything, it's a good. I think it's a priority move too. I may be wrong, but it's a good maybe priority, but it's good multi-hit move, especially for the level that it is when it evolves.
Yeah.
Like at the start, it's a good starting.
Yeah, it's a good starting point until you get better moves.
Yeah.
But I do like it's my favorite move to use with Greninja is Night Slash.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a power. It's just a powerful move, dark type move altogether.
Yeah, it's really good, and I was pleasantly surprised that it was a water dark, and it makes sense. It's a ninja,
right?
And
it's a frog.
And it's a frog. So, but yeah. So, but the one critique I do have about Greninja's design is his tongue.
Gosh dang it! I knew you were gonna say that.
His tongue just.
I like the fact that his scarf is his tongue.
I mean, I like it, but I don't like. It's a funny idea to think about, but then you think practically.
Yeah.
And then.
But this is Pokemon. When is it ever practical?
When I want it to be.
I think that's my favorite part about Greninja.
It's not much of a critique. It's just a little funny note.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice it at first when I first evolved it, and I was like, "What is that pink thing?" Oh, it's his tongue.
I think it was. I didn't know about the scarf being a tongue.
Mm.
Funny enough, I actually saw it from a fan made comic.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Huh, that's weird." And then I did my own research. Oh wait, that's real.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wait, that isn't just fan art. That's legit. Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, it's a good Pokemon.
Honestly, I love that it introduced the hidden ability Protein.
I don't think I ever used it.
What was it?
I don't think I ever used
Protein was a hidden ability. I think because hidden ability started in Unova, but I think even in X and Y it was still hard to get a hidden ability. But Protein changes your Pokemon's typing depending on the move you use.
Dude, that's perfect for a
So
ninja.
with Greninja, most people will run U-turn on Greninja. So it'll turn into a bug type and proceed to use U-turn, getting the stab and whatnot.
Really good.
The only thing I don't understand, because it's a water dark, right?
Right.
But if you use a water type move or a dark type move, Protein will still activate.
Well, does make them a pure water or pure dark?
It doesn't matter. It gets the stab anyways, but it doesn't make it pure. At least I don't think. But I don't get it. To be fair, it's like a more flushed out version of Kecleon's ability. I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
Color change.
Yeah, where it changes typing depending on what move it's hit with.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't make sense either way.
But
it's a great ability.
I think it's just an ability that they thought, hey, it would be a funny ability to give to a ninja.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it makes sense too. Because I feel like ninjas need to adapt to what they're doing. So it makes sense. Plus it is really overpowered.
Also it makes you think of like disguises and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's really overpowered though.
That's probably why it's really rare.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it's a hidden ability.
There is another Pokemon that gets protein, but I can't remember for the life of me what it is. I probably isn't that significant.
Yeah.
Let's get on to the best starter though.
It's a matter of opinion.
It's my best starter. My word is law.
Fennekin. So it starts with Fennekin, and then it's Braixen, right?
Braixen.
Yeah, and they're both just pure fires.
Yeah. And
then we got Delphox, which is a fire psychic type.
I feel like Delphox is on the same level as like a Alolan Raichu, where they utilize, because fire types are usually special based. Yeah. They usually utilize it again with psychic.
Psychic, yeah.
And especially since this is like 5 generations down from the psychic typing, not just Alolan Raichu.
Right.
There's a lot more moves you can utilize the psychic with.
Isn't Delphox where they introduced Mystic Fire?
Yes, that was Delphox's signature move.
Yeah.
It's Mystic Fire.
Really good move.
It really was. I used it. I specifically used Mystic Fire to take down every gym leader's ace Pokemon. Even if I couldn't do it with Delphox, like I had to use other Pokemon for the typing, I would make sure to send in Delphox just to take them out with the
Mystic Fire.
Yeah.
See, I like the typing.
Mm-hmm.
The design for Fennekin and Braixen, I think, is really good. Firefox.
Yeah.
But Braixen's design, she kind of reminds me of like a magical girl from magical girl animes.
Yeah.
That's the kind of vibe I got from her.
I mean, that makes sense. I feel like that's kind of the direction they're going with, especially with the
Delphox. So here's my problem with the Delphox. I don't really like her design that much.
That's fair.
I could deal with the whole large ears things, but it's just her body. It's just a long coat.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have preferred something like it's more magical girl-like.
Yeah.
Kind of like, maybe a little bit more like magical circles designs on it. Give it more of a psychic type feel.
Yeah.
Because it just, it has it has the fire wand. I was just expecting more from it.
No, I get it. Just a side note. Like we said, Greninja introduced the hidden ability of protein.
Yeah.
Funny enough, Kecleon's hidden ability is protein.
It's protein.
Yeah, so it does upgrade if you get the special Kecleon, basically.
So basically, if you can get the Kecleon who evolved better than the others.
Yeah, exactly. So those are the only Pokemon that I saw that can that can have protein, which is hilarious.
It's pretty interesting. But yeah, that's my only really gripe about Delphox. Is just her design.
I don't have any problem. I love the Fennekin line.
Yeah, I mean it's not bad. I'll say it's not bad.
Me personally, I'd say it's more than just a bias that I've been saying with other starters.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I literally can't find it. I love foxes and Fennec foxes, wolves and canines and all that. So I can't really say much. There's no bad about it.
Yeah, I mean,
I could.
Personal preference.
Yeah, like a heavy personal preference for me when it comes to the Fennekin line.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing even wrong with the shiny forms either. Fennekin is the silver, a really nice silver.
Yeah.
Braixen, for some reason, is purple.
All right.
Huh?
All right.
It's really weird. I don't know how you go from...
That's very magical girl, but all right.
I don't know how you go from silver to purple, but you know what they say, whatever floats your goat.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, so it goes to a silver to a purple. And then Delphox kind of keeps the... Delphox is like how we described Torterra.
Right.
It takes the silver from Finnegan, takes the purple from Braxton, and it combines it to Delphox. And it looks really nice still, in my opinion.
Interesting.
It's a really nice pop. It's a really nice just combination of the two.
So that's more witchy to me.
Yeah, but it's a nice mix.
But I like it. I like this shiny form better than its normal form.
Chestnut and Greninja, they're okay.
They're okay. Yeah.
I'm heavily a Finnegan fan, so I don't really pay attention to the other two.
I mean, fair.
And if we're talking about like shiny Greninja, it has the same shiny as Charizard, and everyone loves shiny Charizard. So obviously everyone's
all
gonna
black.
Jet black, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's more ninja-like. I get it.
That too. But it's just all the same in its own way.
It would be fun if it had the color scheme of one of its colors in Smash Bros, which is all hot pink.
I would have loved to see Greninja take after Swampert, which is just a light purple.
Light purple.
Yeah, that would have been...
Yeah, that would have been funny.
That would have been too noticeable,
or
but funny.
A nice frog green.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Anyways, we digress. Now we're on to, honestly, one of my favorite games and favorite regions, Alola. But it might just because,
Alola.
My family immigrated to Hawaii, and it's just one of my favorite places.
Fair.
But so the 3 Pokemon, Rowlet, Popplio, and Litten. So my order is just that order. Rowlet, Popplio, Litten.
Mine, this is just for the base forms. Because the base forms, I would say Litten, Rowlet, and Popplio.
Mm-hmm.
But in my honest opinion, when it comes to the base forms of them, there's not too much wrong with each of them.
Yeah. I mean, I love owls, so that's why Rowlet skipped to the top of my list.
Yeah.
I mean, Popplio it's a seal.
It's a seal.
It's also very much looks like a circus seal.
Yeah, I don't know how they went from Popplio to his fully evolved form, but that's...
I mean, if you look... There's reasons I could give. I'm not going to, but...
That's fair.
And Litten, it's a cat.
A cat.
It's a cat.
It's just a cat. There's nothing wrong with it. Not yet.
Not yet. Just wait. Give us a few seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Rowlet's evolutionary line, Rowlet is actually the other starter that starts as a dual type.
Mm-hmm.
It's only Rowlet and Bulbasaur. Rowlet starts as a grass flying and evolves into Dartrix. Dartrix.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting the R. Mainly because when I look at the screen, the R just blends in very well.
Yeah, I've noticed that with some lettering in the more 3D.
So that's why I keep thinking it's Dartrix, but I know that's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's Dartrix, which is also grass flying, but then it evolves into Decidueye, which is a grass ghost. Which is honestly, it's such a great typing.
It really is.
And then also, its whole evolutionary line, Rowlet, perfect. It's now, I wouldn't mind keeping it as Rowlet all the way through.
Fair.
Dartrix, man. It's the awkward teen of the starters. But while it is an awkward team, it looks also really good and funny. It reminds me of those orchestra uniforms.
Yeah. I was just going to say, it's an awkward teen phase, but I wouldn't mind giving it a monocle.
Yeah. A monocle,
a little fake mustache.
Little the baton things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a young gentleman.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
He just has to grow into it.
And then he turns into a ghostly...
Then he dies and turns
into a ghostly assassin. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Honestly, I love the whole, where he has his strings attached to his coat.
Yeah.
And then he grabs it to use as a bow. I think that's just perfect. That's peak design right there.
Yeah, his whole design, especially his signature.
It's Spirit Shackle.
Yeah, Spirit Shackle.
Yeah.
God, they really went all out for the signature moves of Alola.
Especially, yeah, Alola, their moves are perfect.
Mm-hmm. Spirit Shackle's really cool, though.
Yeah, Spirit Shackle. I also liked how, because he was a grass flying, he has a lot of variety moves. So you can really pick and choose which ones you kind of want to get and what you can do with.
Right.
Also, the whole hood with the feather at top.
Yeah, the fact that he is an owl, but it also looks like he's wearing a hood at the same time.
Yeah, and he still has like that cross bow tie. It's all perfect.
It really is. And I know that each starter kept to their original design of what they were supposed to represent.
Yeah.
But it makes it even better that the Decidueye still looks almost exactly like an owl in terms of like body shape and feet and all that.
Yeah.
But again, it looks like it's wearing a robe.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
And he's got the robe, the cloak, the bow and arrow. It's just he's got everything.
He can take the hood part off too. You can put it back on.
I love his facial expression because after you do like a Z move, he just looks like he's so done with you. Because you do like this so interpretive dance, and then he he stands up and he just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, I'm done with you. This battle is easy. Mm-hmm. Next.
Also, his specialty Z move is really cool. Because it's like, I forget what it's called.
It's called something.
Yeah. Basically, he just rains down a bunch of arrows.
Basically. It is nice that Nintendo gave each starter their own specific Z moves.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't just introduce it.
Yeah, and give it to other Pokemon.
Yeah, they actually gave them actual specific ones. Like it's like the Decidueye Z or something, or
Deciduism.
Something
like that.
I could never pronounce half of them, honestly.
Honestly, I think they purposely did it that way.
Sinister Arrow Raid.
That's it, Sinister Arrow Raid. Yeah.
That's a cool. Yeah,
that's just a great name.
I'm gonna be honest. All the Z moves had pretty fun names.
Yeah. We're gonna move on to Poplio and
Popper. I used to always give him the nickname Popper.
Popper.
Because Poplio.
Good name.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pure water and then evolves into Brony, I think. Brionne.
I'm gonna be honest. This is probably the first Pokemon name I cannot pronounce for the life of me. I think it's Brionne.
Brionne, that's it.
Yeah, it's Brionne.
Yeah, Brionne, which is also pure water.
Yeah, before you ask, yes, it is still pure water.
Yeah. And then
Primarina.
Yeah, I don't know why, but this it's hard to pronounce for me. But it's a water fairy type, which I actually really like this typing. And
it's not a bad typing. It really
and it fits with her design, mermaid singer.
Mm-hmm. Actress extraordinaire.
And I also, her specialty move is really good. Sparkling Aria.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice move. I like how it's created from her hair bands.
Yeah.
The pearls in her hair bands. See, I think I like the Lola Pokemon a lot because they use, what's part of them to do their specialty moves.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Incineroar, but
we're getting there.
We'll get to him eventually. Yeah, I also like Primaneera's the whole design. I like the mermaid design, and it's
Nintendo's interpretation of Ariel.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, basically. I just really like the singing motif.
Mm-hmm.
I think her Z move is called something opera.
Oceanic operetta.
Yeah, that's it.
It's such a great. It's just a great animation too.
Yeah.
She's doing the whole opera singing, and it's just a giant ball of water.
And then pop.
Boom. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I like Brionne's design, just because it looks like those frilly dresses.
Yeah.
I really like the design. The only critique I have is her head braid things. It just kind of looked weird to me.
It's a teenage phase. What do you expect?
Hey, I'm allowed to point out the weirdness.
I mean, you're not wrong. I'm just saying.
Okay, just wait till we get to Incineroar.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Speaking of which, let's move on to Litten. So it starts Pure Fire, and then it gets Torracat, also Pure Fire, which I will say right now, Torracat, peak design.
Definitely. That's where it...
And then it gets ruined by Incineroar.
See, and again, like we said earlier, it's a cat. It's a very common animal that people are going to love. Me, when it comes to the 3, I liked it because it was a cat. And then I didn't even get to see... I don't think I saw Incineroar. I saw it when it evolved. Like in my personal
must be
game.
The worst experience ever.
Because I'm like, oh my god, I love Torracat. Because I kept the cat form. And it has like a little like bell of fire, like fire bell or whatever. And
like a little collar thing.
And then it evolves into Incineroar. I'm just like, what are you doing?
Like it's like the opposite of what happened with Oshawott. You know, it was on 2 legs, and then all of a sudden went down to 4s. It was on all 4s, and all of a sudden standing on 2 legs.
Why did my cat become a wrestler?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Why? Also, I know this is like a very funny thing that people thought of. And don't get me wrong, the whole using the fire belt as a propeller for fire is cool, right? But with the animation they had in Sun and Moon...
the thing is when he does it, he kind of pushes forward.
Yeah, exactly. It's the animation.
It's...
Flamethrower. Yeah.
That's why I only use physical moves with Incineroar. Because I'm not letting him do the pelvic thrust of fire.
Although his signature move, Dark Larian, really funny move.
Every time I look at it, he does that sparkle in the eye and then just starts spinning around.
He literally T-poses for dominance right there.
He really does.
He T-poses and then he goes Beyblade style.
Incineroar is just one of those Pokemon where you're like, what is this cat doing?
God, and then it gets worse. Because the Z move. Like...
Honestly, I don't think I ever used its C move.
Malicious Moonsault.
That does not sound right.
It's a wrestler Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
There's a ring appears, your opponent's in the middle.
I remember it, yeah.
He gets on the corner, he jumps high in the air, and basically just body slams. That's all it is.
See...
It's not as interesting as the others.
See, yeah... The other 2 just beats him out of the water.
The other 2 have elegance to their moves. And Incineroar is just a wrestler.
Honestly, like, Torracat, it looks like its final evolution should have been Solego.
If Torracat was the final evolution, obviously bigger with a few like design changes, I would have been fine.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, Solego, right? That's his name?
Solgaleo?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, him, like, just, like, trim down the mane a little bit, and then, give it the Torracat colors.
Yeah.
It could have been just like that. It would have been perfect.
But, like, it was fine, and then they ruined it. And again, I experienced the evolution. I didn't see it beforehand.
You didn't have a choice whether to use it or not.
And the worst part is, as much as I hated it, it was my first playthrough. It's almost... blasphemy to not use your starter on the first playthrough.
Yeah.
It's like you have to. It's like by law, at least the first playthrough, you have to use your starter.
But moving on, before we get too depressed.
Primarinas. Primarinas.
The mermaid.
Ariel.
Ariel. There we go.
Primarina's shiny isn't bad. It's not over exaggerated.
Right.
But it's not also as plain and it's not also as plain as superior. If anything, the big change is that the blue, I guess, fin parts that kind of separate the mermaid and the fish get like a pink tints, and the hair turns yellow. It's not bad. It's a good design still.
Yeah, it's not too terrible.
It still gets that like mermaid kind of feel.
It looks like, honestly, it looks like American trying to make it as a Secret Japan. That's the vibe I get.
That's fair. No, that's fair. In all honesty, I think the shiny for Incineroar is the only saving grace.
I mean, there's not much of a saving grace I can get, but
not really. But Decidueye.
Oh, Decidueye looks perfect.
God, it's such a great shiny. It really is.
You thought you couldn't get any better, but it does.
And plus, like, Rowlet and Dartrix, they start off just being like simple, like mint green shiny, but then Decidueye hits, and it hits like a truck.
Yeah,
it's like amazing.
You thought it was going to be a little bit different? Well, guess what?
You thought it was just going to have a green tint. Watch. Hold my drink. I got this.
Oh, and turned into the coolest Pokemon ever.
It really did, too. Such a great Pokemon.
But now moving on to our next region of Galar. Galar. We got...
Galar.
With Galar, we got Grookey, Sobble, and Scorbunny. I'll let you give you your ranking.
Obviously, Scorbunny's on top. That's obvious. That's
right.
Honest. I think with the Galar stars, Scorbunny is actually the top favorite. Because that's all everyone ever picks and talks about.
Except for me.
I would have to... Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with Grookey, and there's nothing wrong with Sobble, right?
Beg to differ, but alright.
But, I have a but, don't worry. But, there's something... what's wrong with both of them, in my opinion, makes it so I can't choose who's in third place. So I'm gonna just say... Yeah, I'm gonna just say Scorbunny, and then the other two tie for second.
So, mine is Grookey, Scorbunny, Sobble.
Fair.
So, going on Grookey, honestly, he's a monkey. He's a monkey with a little drumstick. I really enjoyed him. And then he evolves into Thwackey.
Thwacky's design.
I love Thwackey so much.
Right? So, Galar is a region where your rival picks the starter weak to you. So obviously I picked Scorbunny, he chose Grookey. When I saw Thwackey, I'm like, oh, this is what, the evolution looks like. Let's see what it is. And he sent it out. I just like, what the heck is this?
It looks perfect though.
He does, but in like the funniest way.
Yeah.
It's so,
I mean,
it's like you took Grookey and just stretched him out.
Dozed him in fur.
God,
and gave him 2 drumsticks.
You know Gumby? Do you know what Gumby is? The little plastic toy? Hold on, I got you. This boy, Gumby.
Oh gosh.
He kind of looks like a
shorter
version of Gumby.
Yeah. And then he evolves into Rillaboom, which they're all pure grass. I'll say this now, all the starters in Galar are just pure what they are.
Yeah, they went back to that, which isn't bad, in all honesty.
It's not too bad. It doesn't, But yeah, Rillaboom, I liked how he has his drum on his back. I think the whole evolutionary line for Grookey makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I didn't look at any of the new evolutions before I chose.
Right.
And so Grookey was my first choice, so I think I'm just kind of partial to it.
Right. That makes sense.
I really like its moveset, and I like the moveset that I gave it. So the moveset I have for my Rillaboom is I got the drum move, I forget what it's called, drum beating or something like that.
Something like that.
And I got Darkest Lariat, which is funny to watch Rillaboom use it. And then I got Drain Punch and High Horsepower.
Yeah, drum beating is what.
Yeah, drum beating, yeah. So, I mean, that whole moveset is it's a very diverse moveset.
It really is.
And it's honestly really powerful to use.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think Rillaboom is the, I have it up now. I think Rillaboom is the more offensive Pokemon of the 3 starters.
And then if you want to teach it Boom Burst, that's a heck of a lot of power.
Boom Burst itself is a heck of a lot of power.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely. The one thing I do like about Thwackey, and he did use it against me, I like Thwacky's evolution move. It's called Branch Poke.
Oh yeah, I loved using that.
First of all, it'd be cool. Like, the animation's fine, but you gave it such a basic name.
Yeah, Branch Poke. That's all you need, Branch Poke.
It's so stupid. Let me read this real quick. Branch Poke. The user attacks the target by poking it with a sharply pointed branch.
That's all you need.
Yeah, but it's the simplicity in the context.
Simplicity is perfect.
It is, and the fact that he has two sticks too, double the pokes.
So moving on to the next Pokemon, we got Sobble.
The crybaby.
Evolves into what's his next evolution? Drizzle. And then evolves into what's? You can tell I never used him.
Yeah, just Drizzle.
Is it Drizzle?
It goes Sobble, Drizzle, then Inteleon.
Yeah, I never used him.
That's fair.
Here's my problem with that whole line.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Drizzle is the awkward teenage stage of the trio. It looks so much like it's just an emo kid.
Sobble definitely listened to a lot of My Chemical Romance as he grew up.
Yeah. And then Inteleon, I don't know, its whole design is just off-putting to me.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I mean, I see what you mean, but it's not, again, personal preference. It's not that off-putting.
It's not terrible. It's just when I look at it, I'm like, that's not something I want to use.
It's also like not what you would expect from a depressed teenager either.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I can't say much about it because I've never used it. That's all I got.
That's fair.
You can say something.
I mean, I have to be honest, I've never used it either.
So we're just going to move on to Scorbunny. Cause...
I mean, I guess the only thing that I can say in terms of what makes sense with the evolution line is that Sobble learns the move Tearful Look.
Yeah, because it's always crying.
I know, yeah, but I mean, there's not much else.
Yeah, so there's not much about Sobble because we don't use him. So we're going to move on to Scorbunny.
Interesting enough, because most starters, when they evolve either to the first form or the final form, they'll learn a move specifically for them, right?
Right.
Sobble was at 16. Sobble does not get some crazy move.
Is that why he's emo?
Yeah, so when he goes into Drizzle, he doesn't get something special. He doesn't get anything at level 16, actually.
I felt like they just designed Grookey and Scorbunny to be the front runners and just left Sobble in the back.
I mean, when he evolves into Inteleon, he becomes the sniper. So
that's the other thing. I didn't really like his Gigantamax. And his Gigantamax, like, when you look at the other two, Cinderace, his Gigantamax is on top of a giant fireball.
Yeah, so
and he's got longer ears and stuff. He's an updated design.
The giant tower that Inteleon is on is just his tail really grown out into a tower. That's all it is.
Like I said, he just gets a perch.
But it's his tail, yeah. But yeah, no, you're right.
And then Rillaboom, he gets a whole friggin' drum set that he becomes a part of.
He becomes the rock star.
He really does. And it's like, they get cool designs, and then Inteleon is just... eh. So we're just going to move on to Scorbunny. So Scorbunny's basic design, I think, looks great. I mean, it looks like a little kid who's ready to play soccer.
Makes sense for the future, yeah.
And then, what's the secondary form?
Raboot.
I knew it had something to do with the rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
Raboot, he just looks like that cool kid who plays soccer in middle school.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like he's got that jacket. He has a hoodie pouch.
He has a jacket with like the part over his face. Yeah. Like, you know, I'm that cool kid.
He's got a pouch for like a hoodie. You know, it just exemplifies cool kid.
The soccer
Yeah.
player, cool kid. Yeah, yeah.
And then we got Cinderace, which is pro soccer player.
God, I love Cinderace. Cinderace is kind of on the same level as Delphox, where it's more bias than bias.
Yeah.
I only watched the first trailer for new Pokemon games, so I only know the base forms.
Right.
When I got to Cinderace, first of all, I love the design.
Yeah.
Because, again, simplicity. But then it gets Pyro Ball. Its signature move.
Here's my problem with Pyro Ball. Like, I like how it's powerful, but it has very low accuracy, and it's only a 5 PP move.
Here's the difference between me and you. I hit all my Pyro Balls. And it destroyed everything.
I just think they should have made it 100 PP. Not 100 PP. 100 accuracy.
100 PP? What kind of move are you looking at?
The overpowered ones.
It's only got a 90 accuracy.
Does it? I thought it was lower.
No, it's got 90.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different move.
Never
mind. I don't have a problem with the accuracy anymore.
The one move I question when it comes to Cinderace is, does it learn it when it evolves? No. Is the final move that learns in its learn set, which is called Court Change. With its mysterious power, the user swaps the effects on either side of the field.
Huh?
So Trick Room switches the Pokemon speed.
Yeah.
Court Change basically reverses that back to normal. I don't know. Whatever effect is on the field, it just switches it, I guess, back to normal or something. I don't get it. And that's the only.
I felt like they're just trying to do something clever with being a soccer player.
Yeah.
And it just didn't pan out.
No, not at all. That's the only real gripe I have about it.
Still a good Pokemon.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
you mentioned it earlier. Its Gigantamax form is perfect.
It's perfect. It's hilarious.
It's out of all three of them, it really is the best.
It really is. And this, me being a Grookey fan, I think it's the best Gigantamax form out of all.
He even has that smug look, like he's on top of his fireball, and he's like, "Yeah, what now?
I got this."
Mm-hmm. I like that his ears do grow larger too.
Yeah,
that's real. There's nothing wrong with Cinderace.
All right, give me your shiny opinions. I do like Rillaboom's.
Rillaboom shiny is good. It's really good. I can't remember exact. I want to say it's on the same level as another starter. I don't want to say Turtwig, but it's like it's a good.
It kind of is because they just changed the shade.
Yeah, Inteleon's is fine. Inteleon kind of reminds me of a second place to shiny Decidueye, where it kind of has those dark colors that just match well.
Right.
Again, overly biased. I just love Cinderace.
I mean, isn't it a golden bunny?
Golden bunny. It's shorts and hat and shoes. Yeah. Weirdly enough to say, turn orange and its fur turns gray. But it's simplicity, and I love it.
It looks good.
It also took me about 6,000 eggs to get a shiny one, but that's another story.
I remember that story.
I remember those 6 months. It took me a year.
Yeah, it didn't.
It took me a little over a year. And that was on and off too.
Right, so now we're going to move on to the next region, which is the Hisui region, which is Ancient Sinnoh.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Legends Arceus game. This is probably going to be pretty short because it's the 3 Pokemon is Rowlet, Oshawott, and Cyndaquil. We're mainly just going to talk about their their regional variant designs.
Yeah, because the basics, obviously the basic, but the first stage is also the same.
So the Rowlet's Decidueye's final form is a grass fighting type, and it's designed. Hush will put it up, but it's more of an ancient Japanese warrior design.
Yeah, something like that. It's still an owl too.
It's still an owl. I mean, of course, it has to be.
Yeah.
And then Samurott it's a water dark type,
which isn't a bad type, honestly.
I mean, the main thing that changes is just more dark features.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a dark type. What else?
Yeah, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
And then Typhlosion is a fire ghost, and
I love Typhlosion so
you'll
much.
see it, and it just looks perfect.
It, like, when I say I fell in love with Cinderace when I first saw him,
Yeah.
Hisuian Typhlosion not only knocked back Cinderace, he knocked him to another region.
Right.
It was just that good.
So, so now that we kind of run down what they looked like, go ahead and give your ranking of the new ones.
Typhlosion, obviously. Typhlosion, Samurott, just because I like Samurott and Unova, and then Decidueye. But I think I've said this before in a previous podcast when we talked about Legends before it came out.
Yeah.
I like each of the starters the most in their respective regions.
Yeah.
So it's harder for me. They're all tied. Technically, they're all tied for first in Hisui.
Yeah.
But if I had to rank them, Typhlosion, Samurott, Decidueye. But
mine's probably Typhlosion and Decidueye tied, and then Samurott.
That's fair. They're all like... You can't give me my favorite three starters of their respective regions. It's not fair.
They're all really good. I will say I like how their shiny forms are just their original colors.
Oh yeah, basically. I think actually Samurott might be different.
Is Samurott different?
What? Yes.
Oh yeah, because his original color is like blue and gold. Isn't his like silver?
It basically takes all the it takes the black and the red of Samurott and turns it to like a white, grayish. Like it's the parts that are white, but the other parts are kind of grayish white. You see what I mean? Grayish white.
Yeah.
So it's not bad, but Decidueye and Typhlosion do revert basically back to their original color schemes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they're still not bad designs. Even
Honestly,
as normal forms.
I want to shiny hunt them now. Just get them in their original color schemes.
And to anyone who plays Legends, yes, they can be found in the mass outbreaks. They are not specific to the distortions.
I don't know what everyone's complaining. I found them in distortions pretty easily.
I haven't specifically hunted for them, so I can't say.
And it only took me like 1 or 2 times.
Yeah.
Of course, this was after game, so I don't know if that actually made a difference or not.
They only start spawning after you beat the main story.
Oh, okay.
Like, you can catch every Pokemon except for the other 2 starters.
Yeah.
Because you have to defeat either Dialga or Palkia, whichever one you didn't choose. Go through the credits, and then they'll start spawning in distortions.
Well, after the game, I find it pretty easy to find them.
Yeah.
They spawn pretty easily, to be honest. Also, when they do spawn, they spawn quite a bit. I caught like 4 or 5 at a time.
I think they are the special distortion spawns. You know how like in the Obsidian Fieldlands, you'll see a bunch of Sneasel spawning. Yeah. I think the starters are those special ones that spawn there regardless.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think that's it. They're not the random Pokemon that spawn like duos or triples.
But
trios.
The mass outbreaks are definitely easier though.
Yeah.
Especially if you give Munchlack the berries, and then you'll be able to see where they are.
Yeah.
I caught a bunch of Dartrixes like that, and Decidueyes. So, I mean, there's not much to talk about Hisui because we already talked about all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to move on. So there's the newest game coming out. It's planned for later 2022, about probably November.
Which is typical for most.
Typical
except for Legends.
Pokemon release game. Well, main series game, because technically Legends isn't a main series game.
Is Let's Go a main series game?
No,
that was released in November.
Yeah, but I'm just saying most main core games nowadays.
That's fair.
Is released in November.
Hey, I'm down for 3 Pokemon games within a little over a year.
Yeah.
So, actually, it is within a year.
Yeah, because Legends came out
November to November. You have the first November, which is BDSP.
Yeah, and then Legends in January.
And the same November, which is still technically in the same year.
So,
the year frame, not the year itself.
Yeah. So it's the Scarlet and Violet games. We don't have a name for the region yet.
Nope.
In fact, the only kind of information we got is the 3 starters, just their base forms. So we got Sprigatio.
Spaghetti cat.
Spaghetti cat, yeah, it's a cat. It's a grass cat. Quaxley, which is a bird. It's a water bird. And Fukeko, which is...
Wait.
It's a pepper... It's a pepper alligator.
I don't know. We're all speculating.
We all don't... This is all speculations. We all don't know what their final forms are going to be like or what their final typings are.
Mm-hmm.
Sprigatio is the grass, Quaxley is the water, Fukeko is the fire.
Well, Quaxley might be a water flying, but that's what everyone's not hoping for.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of... So we'll go by each one. So
yeah, okay.
The cat, Sprigatio. Spaghetti.
I couldn't pronounce it the first time, and the only thing that came out of my mouth was spaghetti. So I'm like, it's spaghetti cat now. It's green. It doesn't make sense, but it's spaghetti cat. Look at the way it's spelled.
So what I'm hoping for is that it's going to end up as a grass fairy.
I would love that. Yeah, grass fairy.
And then it better stay on all 4s.
That's another thing everybody wants to.
It needs to stay on all 4s. We do not want another Incineroar incident.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, just hopefully it'll be a good Pokemon. Quaxley, like Hush said, it'll probably be a water flying. But we already have Swanna.
I think my favorite fan interpretation of its evolution forms turns it into a water dragon, which is a little powerful for a starter.
Yeah.
But I'm cool with the Kingdra as a starter, pretty much.
I mean, that would be interesting.
What other type would be those the thing?
I would like it to be a water ghost, honestly.
A water ghost.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could see that happening some way.
Sure. I'm down with that too. Or if we just... I can't say water rock because it's a freaking bird. No, either dragon or ghost. I'm cool with either.
Water electric would be pretty interesting.
I was also thinking water ice.
There's so many water ices, though.
Are any of them birds?
That's true.
I was going to say Articuno, I'm not going to lie, but it's flying ice type.
Yeah, that's one.
There's no water there.
Oh, we'll just have to see. Fukeko.
I want to say it's gonna take inspiration because we think it's like a reptile or alligator or crocodile or something. I think it'll take inspiration from the Totodile line in a way, not direct copy, but inspiration.
I think it'll either stay just straight pure fire, or I don't know. It could be a fire dragon too. You know. It's possible. I don't want it. I don't want another fire ground or fire rock.
Firefighting.
If it's a firefighting, I'm cool.
What? I would, because at the moment, to my knowledge, the only water fire type is Volcanion. If it became a the other fire water type, I think I would be cool with that too.
Or a fire grass type.
That too,
because people think it's like a pepper or something.
Yeah.
So you know,
I'm down for either.
The only thing I would say about if they were going to do it where it's another type of the starter types, I feel like they would do it for all of them.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, it would seem weird to do it just for one and not the other starters. But like we said, this is all speculation at this point.
We don't know. And I personally am not gonna know anything until the games come out.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I like not only having low expectations, just because there is room for error.
Yeah.
But I like to be
surprised. I mean, I've already chosen the cat as my starter.
Same.
So,
Although, to be fair, the last time I chose a cat without knowing its final evolution didn't go well for me.
well, we'll find out again.
But I can't...
But then again, you're probably going to buy both games, so...
Probably. I have them both on pre-order. But when it comes to the other two starters, base forms,
Yeah.
I'm more drawn towards the cat still. So I'm just going to hope that it's good, you know?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Clearly, it's the fan favorite from what I've seen.
Yeah.
So at least I won't be the only one disappointed if it does go down that path.
I mean, I'll be right there with you. We'll find out.
How would we kind of went into talking about them? What would you rate them as? Just based on nothing,
on
basically.
The cat, and then the Fuecoco, and then Quaxley.
Same, but I would. I don't want to put Quaxley as third because I like the hat.
I just like Fuecoco's design. It just looks so adorable and cute.
It looks so happy.
It does. He's just happy to be there.
I might have to put them as a tie for second.
Tie, yeah.
But Spaghetti Cat is definitely number one.
I mean, they don't even have shiny forms yet, so we'll just have to wait.
I mean, if we are looking at like shiny forms, throughout the regions, the grass types have had more of the more impressive types.
Yeah.
Like collectively. Especially if we're speculating a grass fairy, I think a shiny form would be pretty decent.
Yeah. All pink.
I'd take like a lighter... I can't say lighter green. It is already it's basically light green.
It's a light green.
Maybe like a dark green, light pink.
Yeah.
Or some mixture of that.
Mix of that, yeah. We'll just have to see.
I kind of want Quaxley to go from a white duck to a pink duck. Look, to be fair, when it comes to water type shinies, it's either purple or darker blue. That's what the majority is.
Yeah. Or pink.
Pink, purple, potato.
Somewhere in there.
But that's the whole water shinies in a whole. So.
Alright. Arigato everyone for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to keep updated. We look forward to making more content. Sayonara.
Bye.